13th session. So we have been understanding some of the principles. So let us first and ask yourself why we do it. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityoramamritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us move from false to truth, move from ignorance to wisdom, and move from death to immortality. Let there be peace, peace, peace. Have you ever thought that why we chant this? Just think of it. I will take up later in the following sessions. I have not been doing it. So normally it is a practice, but it has a very deep meaning. Look at the room. There was no house. What is the common element here? Common element is the space, whether we build the skyscraper or we demolish it, the space remains as it is. So, what is that common element that is present in all of us? Why not ask yourself that who am I? What it means when you say I'm aware of thoughts. Next moment we say I'm aware of no thoughts. What it means. I'm aware of my pain and pleasure. I'm aware of the body in a waking state and not aware of the body in deep sleep, and also not aware of the body in dream. What are the three common mental states we all have? From there we start our journey. What are the three common elements, mental states we all have? Can you guess? We all live in a waking state. We all pass through the sleeping state. We all pass through the dream state. So these are the fundamentally three mental states in which we live. We can break up the waking state with a different thought pattern. We can break up the dream state with different thoughts and the dreams, scary dreams, good dreams. We say, oh, dream, I have seen such a good dream. I hope this should become a true. So what I have seen in the dream, I got $10 million. I should not get that dream, where some person was chasing me and wanted to kill me. I was full of tears and scare. So three common mental states we all pass through. We all pass through the three common states. Now simply ask a question. When we ask a question, who am I? So my intellect, we all are intelligent people. So my intellect goes into the ego sense in the intellect, where I is located in the intellect. So that I comes. Well, you said, I'm body, I'm sum of body and the breath and the mind and the feeling and the sensations and thought. This is what I am. You see that? Whenever you think, who am I? The intellect with that ego sense is ready to give you a label that here I am sum of body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, include brain, couple of thoughts, feeling, emotions, whether positive or negative, they both alternate. We all have experience. This is how I label myself. Question comes, am I really the body? Am I the breath? And a simple example proves that I am not the body. Come on, this is my hand. Does the hand says that, oh, here you are? If the hand says, here you are, then we can think that the hand has a consciousness of its own. But when I say, I know, here is my hand, I am conscious of my hand. Hand is not conscious of me. Are you understanding? We are going little deep. Body is not conscious of me, but I'm conscious of the body. I'm conscious of the breath. I'm conscious of the mind. I'm conscious of the intellect. I'm conscious and aware of the thought. Thought is not at all conscious of me. What is the common element? Consciousness. It is that consciousness that gives me personal experience. Conscious experience means what? There is a consciousness, and when that consciousness manifests, I have a personal experience. Question is, am I the consciousness? Our master says yes. We are of the nature of pure consciousness, and that pure consciousness is our true nature, and that true nature is full of permanent peace, happiness, love, and wisdom. So, when we say pure consciousness, that consciousness has not expressed itself as a waker, as a sleeper, as a dreamer. Are you getting it? Let me make it more little simpler. The waker mind borrows the consciousness from the true nature, then I act as a waker. Waker, waking state. Mind shuts off this consciousness to manifest in the body and the mind. I become a sleeper. That mind borrows the consciousness from the true nature, but blocks the consciousness in the body. I experience the dreamer. This is how what the masters teaches us. Waking state or the waker in us cannot know what is deep sleep. Can you know what is deep sleep? The moment you wake, the moment you want to know the sleep, you are in a waking state. So, the waking state does not know the sleeper and the dreamer. The sleeper does not know the waker and the dreamer. The dreamer does not know the waker and the sleeper. And still, we pass through all the three mental states. We have been passing through these mental states days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years. What is that? Who passes through all the three states? Can you declare, can you say that I'm not present in a sleeping state? Then it will not pass through the waking state. Gone. Sleep, one sleep, sleeping forever. Can you say with a conformity that there is something that passes through the waking state, sleeping state, dream state, days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months? Who is that which is passing through? My mind does not know. If the mind is in a waking state, it does not know the sleeping and the dream state. But through our experiences, we know, we can confirm that I pass through the waking state, sleep state, dream state. It means that I is different from the waker, different from the dreamer, different from the sleeper. To discover that is the subject matter of meditation. How much you rationalize in a waking state, so it is the waking state that rationalizes. But meditative state transcends the waking state, dream state, sleeping state. One of the great masters used to give a simply look at the ocean. One fractional part of that ocean is a waking state. Other part is the sleeping state. Third part is the dream state. And the awakened state is all ocean. Because that is present in all the three states. Are you getting it? Ocean is awakened state, meditative state, of which one fractional part is waking state, sleep state, and dream state. Your house, sleeping state, my house, dream state, his house, another three states, third state, and the entire space is the awakened state. After studying for a couple of years, our great scientist, Einstein, he studied a lot of Upanishads. So after studying those Upanishads, he said that my rational consciousness is but a fractional part of that infinite consciousness which Upanishad declares I am. He puts into that word. He clearly understood that. What it means by moving into the meditative state. So, Master says that there are three mental states: waker, waking, sleep, and the dream. And the fourth state, because it transcends the mind, and what transcends the mind, you cannot give it a name. So they say it is Turiya state. Turiya simply means the fourth state. These masters say, no, we should not give a name. The moment we give a name, it will confuse people. They will start finding the meaning. So with the reference to the three mental states, what is that? Waking, sleep, dream state. The Turiya is the fourth. They simply said Turiya is the fourth state of the consciousness. So I have been saying, what is the proof of this fourth state? Not through the intellect. What is the proof? Proof is that you are listening to me consciously. It is your conscious experience of listening. So what is the proof of your conscious experience of listening? That you know that you are listening to me. It is your conscious experience, isn't it? So it is the mind that forgets. It is the mind that is thinking a lot. So 50% you listen to me and 50% you are listening to your mind. Still, you have a conscious experience. How can you have a conscious experience? Only because you have a consciousness. Without consciousness, how can you have a conscious experience? Are you understanding? That is what I told you. Oh, here is my right hand. Does the right hand say that, oh, I know you guys? You are giving a meditation lesson. Right hand cannot say it. Why? It doesn't have a consciousness. We have a false notion. I can move the hand because it borrows the consciousness. First, the mind borrows the consciousness, then the mind gives that same consciousness to the body, and then the body moves. That is why when someone dies, we say he has left. His body is there. How he has left? Conscious experience. Consciousness, because of that consciousness, which is separate, different, apart from the waking state, from the sleep state, from the dream state, that consciousness is independent of anything outside. It is independent of these three states. Is the fourth state, is the Turiya state. So our master says Turiya state is a meditative state of consciousness. Look at it, Lara just scratched her shoulder. It is conscious experience. So I can only have a conscious experience if I have a consciousness. Now question comes, is consciousness is in the body? Yes, but it is not the body. Is the consciousness is in the breath? Yes, but it is not the breath. The master makes a bigger statement in Upanishads. In one Upanishad, and he continues saying that it is in the mind, but it is not the mind. It is in the waker, but not the waker. It is in the dream, but not the dream. It is in the sleep, but not the sleep. It is in the thought, but it is not the thought. Can you think of it? If I don't have a consciousness, how can I claim that I have a thought? How can I say that my mind is wandering? How can I say my mind is calm? It is my conscious experience. Don't you say that? Is it easy to understand? I say my mind is calm. I have a conscious experience. So consciousness is there in the calmness, but it is not the calmness. I have a lot of stress. The consciousness is there. That is why I have a conscious experience of the stress, but it is not the stress. Then what happens? It is not a skyscraper. The space is there, but it is not the skyscraper. It is your house, but it is not the space is not your house. Can you get it? Space is not your house. Can I live into that state of the consciousness all the time? I'm living into Turiya state. I'm living into meditative state. I'm living into mindfulness state. Then I play my role outside. Waker, I have to play a role of a waker. I cannot pretend to be in sleep while giving you meditation class. Not possible. Do you see that? can I live into that state of Turiya, the fourth state of the consciousness? In Mandukya, a lot of Upanishads, in the Manu Upanishad, it gives you a detailed understanding that consciousness is independent of the waker, dream, and the sleep. We pass through all the three phases for days and weeks and months and years, and still it is hidden in the very thought, speech, and action. We never say that, oh, this space is my house. We just say the reverse. There is a lot of space in my house. See that? There's a lot of space in my house. There is a small space in my house. But the reverse is true. If the space is not there, house cannot exist. Can you build a house without space? Can you live in waking state without consciousness? No. Can you live into the sleep state without consciousness? No. Can you live in the dream state without consciousness? No. To find that consciousness is the fourth state of consciousness. It is known as the meditative state. Let us start our journey of meditation, understanding that eyes are closed. Stage 1. We continue to go through these stages. So the stage 1, we prepare and show the mind the inner resources in the stage 1. Eyes are closed, body is comfortable, and beauty is when the mind is consciously facing inside, the body will become steady. It demands your extraordinary awareness, or I would say simple awareness without too much of thinking. So where the mind is facing, it is facing inside. So what it is projecting, it may be projecting darkness or emptiness or simply the space. This is what Patanjali says in progressing into asana. What he says, what is the method of doing the asana? And so he is specifically pointing to meditative asana. So first he explains what is asana. Second, he explains what is the method. Prayatna shaithilyata ananta samapattibhyam. Two things. Don't torture the body. One means don't overstretch the body. Don't underdo it. If you underdo it, the mind will take you to unconscious sleep. And if you overdo it, it will continue to create anxious moment reactions in the body. But at the same time, he says, Ananta Samapattibhyam. Keep looking inside, into the space, the infinite space. Means mind is facing inside. You have not done any effort in becoming, in getting the position of the body. And what the process is, mind has started looking in the field of awareness inside, and that will make your body steady. But we settle into that by being comfortable in the stage 1 of the second step. Now see that again we move the mind little deeper in being comfortable. So pay attention to what instruction I gave you. I simply say just look at the neck joint. Be there, feel the presence. So, what will happen? The mind will adjust and align if there is any unease. But over and above, the mind moves deeper inside and experiences sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. If it is your conscious journey, if it is not, then you already I have explained you. Move the mind on the shoulder joints. Feel, be there, and experience sensation being comfortable and steadiness. My master used to say that in the stage one, done perfectly, with awareness, 50% of the journey you have already completed. Because in that state of being comfortable and being carefree, the meditative state will take the birth. Move the mind on the hip joint. Feel the sensation being comfortable and steadiness. Move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, looking at all the joints of the body, and experiencing sensation being comfortable and steadiness. The stage one, if you fulfill the simple conditions in the stage one, the meditation is bound to succeed. Today I'm talking about this. And the same thing being carefree. Where is that being carefree? Your mind is aware of the waking state, your mind is aware of the sleep state, mind is aware of the dream state. So we have millions and millions of the thoughts and activities in the waking state. Are you aware of that? Yes, it is a part of the waking state. I have to do nothing. So how do I explain it? You are looking inside the head or the heart. Any thought passes by, let it come. Any thought stays, let it stay. Any thought leaves you, let it leave. Why? It is an experience of the waking state. And you are not a waker. You are neither a sleeper or a dreamer. And that is how, what I explain, you stand across a road watching the traffic. Mind, subtle mind, if I say so, the deeper mind is watching the surface mind, which has thoughts and feeling and sensations and the influx of the thought. But the deeper mind, standing, witnessing, not affected, not influenced by what appears on the surface. Like the surface of an ocean, you have ripples, waves. Deep inside, same water, calm, poised. Stage one is done. In that state, we go to the stage two. We will use the 3 steps to purify the mind so that the mind can move within with a natural focus. Or I would say it starts the journey of going within. It is not at all worried, concerned about anything outside. And that's what we have been constantly doing in three steps. So the first step is looking inside. We're looking inside the forehead or the chest, looking inside the chest and start breathing short and quick breath for only 2 minutes through the nostrils into the chest. There is no movement of the body except the movement of the chest. And keep your focus. Keep looking deep inside the heart. I said 2 minutes, and the mind, if reacts and resists, it means we have yet to reach to a state. Continue. Continue, quick and short breath, playful breath. You are playing with the breath. You're not exerting any pressure, pain, or something like that. It's a playful breath. And stop it. One of my Tantra master, not my own master, used to say that you have to do 9 minutes of chest, belly, and both breathing. 9 minutes each, total 27 minutes. And if that mind does not react and resist at all, it takes it as a play, the mind is already purified. We are only doing 2 minutes. Just become aware. Awareness, knowledge, and experience. In that state, start the second step in the second stage. Start breathing deep, silent, slow. Inhalation, deep, silent, slow exhalation. Pay attention. You start inhaling deep, means first into the belly. The belly expands like a balloon. You continue inhaling into the ribs. The ribs expands, reaches to a throat. Then you start exhaling from the belly, conscious awareness of the movement of the belly and the chest, and you exhale from the chest and almost it squeezes. Continue. What exactly we are doing? In Tantra, we can say it is a synergy. Synergy of what? The body, breath, brain, mind. Body is engaged consciously, total expansion of the belly and the chest, and total contraction of the belly and the chest during inhalation and exhalation. Body is engaged. Mind is engaged because the mind is regulating the breath, deep, silent, and slow. So the breath is also regulated. Normally, our breathing pattern is controlled by the brain. But what we are doing? We are doing deep, silent, and slow breathing. We are bypassing the very habit of the brain. Are we changing the brain? Our master says yes. But it has to be done deep, silent, and slow breathing in the state of steadiness, being totally carefree, and the mind is looking inside. Then it really works. So, in that state, so you continue inhalation with the same pattern, the deep, silent, and slow. And if the deep, silent, and slow inhalation takes about 10 or 15 seconds, and another 15 seconds you are doing the humming sound with the lips together and the noise sound coming through your nose, what happens? Then in 1 minute, your breath rate is only 2 breaths a minute. I'm challenging your mind with the calmness and peace. Even if it is 4 breaths a minute, you will experience the deeper relaxation and calmness. So let us inhale deeply without making any noise. You are not in a hurry. And start breathing out and doing the humming sound. Your goal is both inhalation, totally silent, slow, and deep. Exhalation, louder, deeper, longer. Goal is to bring the breath rate or doing simply maximum 4 or 5 humming in 1 minute. Means from 1821, which is a healthy breath rate of average person, the breath rate drops to 4 to 5. There has to be some change in the brain and the mind. So we are understanding intellectually what lies in a particular step. This is the stage 2 and the last step. Continue. The stage 2 is consists of 3 steps: short and playful breath, deep, silent, and slow breathing, and the humming sound. Last time now. Continue. Stage 2 is done. Now going into the stage 3. We should experience a deeper state of sensation, relaxation, stillness, and follows by a kind of non-attachment to what? To the body, to the sense organ, to the thoughts. So what is going to happen? The body will stop moving. You will experience as if you are living within. So what is in the stage 3? Look at the head and the neck. Be there. Feel the presence and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the right arm. Be there. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Move the mind on the chest and the belly. Feel the sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Right leg. Did we talk about conscious experience? I would say, are you conscious of your right leg? Be there. Experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Left leg. Are you conscious? Yes. Be there. Experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Entire body. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness. In the stage 3, our next step is the nyasa, but it is little different than the last week we did it. The moment you start inhaling, move the mind inside the right arm in the space from the shoulder to the fingertips. When you start breathing out, move the mind from the fingertips to the shoulder. The space inside is the highway. The breath is your car, and the mind is your driver. Where it is moving? In the space inside the right arm. How? With the help of the car that is your breath. You're breathing little deeper, but in a, we always say, while we see our friend, drive safe. Please drive safe. Do the same thing inside your left arm. Means the moment you start inhaling, the mind moves inside the left arm. In the space, it moves from the shoulder to the fingertips and from the fingertips to the shoulder. Last week we did it on the skin. And our mind that is impure can recognize the object with the shape and the form easily. So here we are deepening the practice. Now inside the right leg, the mind moves with the breath in the space inside the right leg, from the right side of the waist to the toes. What is the stage 3? Is to settle the body completely and experience a sense of non attachment. Who feels it? Mind. Why shouldn't feel it? So that the mind can go a little deeper within. How simple it is. And now the mind and the breath move inside the left leg. Where? Highway. What is that highway? Is the space or darkness or sense of emptiness. Simplest way in the stage 3, a kind of a conscious experience of non attachment. Why? We know. And now inside the body from the top of the head to the toes. As you inhale, the mind moves inside in the space, which is a highway from the top of the head to the toes, and from the toes to the top of the head. These are the Tantra steps which confines the territory of the mind. And now allow the breath to remain normal, no more movement. In the next step, we live into that state exploring the inner peace. Mantra is Om Shanti. No change in the rate, in the rhythm of the breath. The moment the breath goes in, the mind jumps inside into the inner space with Om Shanti. You sing, the breath comes out, the mind again sings Om Shanti with understanding, with a meaning. It means Om Shanti. Om manifest as inner peace inside and outside. Anyhow, there is another principle. We say there is a physical space that is also infinite, right? Then there is a mental space inside that is also infinite. And so, where our true nature lives, one way to explain in the eternal space, the self lives. So, as long as the mind is attached to anything in the physical space, so what happens? Oh, what a beautiful house. No! Become aware of the space when the breath comes out, you are singing Om Shanti. And I have already explained you Shanti is Sukha. So Kha, Sanskrit word, Kha is the space, good space. Breath goes in, mental space. You damn care any thought. You are aware where the thought is dwelling into a container, the mental space. That is our stage number 4. And now drop Om Shanti. Maintain your awareness, the three-pointed awareness of the breath in that state of sensation, relaxation, stillness. The mind is living within. In that state, you are looking at the breath. The breath is going in and out. You know, simply you know the breath is going in and out. Don't focus. You know, you feel the sensation of the breath when it is going in and out. Third point, no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. So when the mind is living within, in the state of non attachment, the mind is already absorbed inside. It is not at all concerned about the body, but it is not a sleeping state. Continue. The stage number 5 is three-pointed awareness of the breath. Stage 5, three-pointed awareness of the breath. Nothing from outside disturbs a sense of non attachment living deeper. It leads to a variety of experiences of visions and colors, and the freezing and the numbness are few. Now doing nothing. Can we say this is stage number 6? Now we'll go deeper into the stage 6. We are not doing anything. Means what? The mind is not at all engaged, and we experience the state. When it is not engaged, so to say, to explain you, The mind doesn't borrow consciousness. So what happens? Transparent, mindfulness state. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand. Feel the change. Your awareness goes to left hand. Open your eyes slowly. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our